And also, there was somebody who said hello to me from Guatemala that I just want to say hello to as well. So bear with me, go back through it. Where's this gentleman? There you go. Daniel Sosa. How are you, my friend? Welcome in and welcome from Guatemala, bro. Right, Salah. Okay, I got you. No problem. Right, so the Mohamed Salah situation is an interesting one. I'm sure you've probably seen the post, right? And if you haven't seen the post, or you don't know who Mr. Turki Al Sheikh is, I'll do my best to explain it to you. So the post is pretty straightforward, really. It is just him in, I believe, an Al Halal kit. And Mr. Turki Al Sheikh just kind of posted some emojis along with it. But it's who this guy is that makes it important in this conversation. So, as Anfield Watch said, why are Saudi officials all of a sudden so confident of getting Mohamed Salah? The image was this image, and they have him in an Al Halal shirt, was shared by the Saudi General Entertainment Authority honcho, Mr. Turki Al Sheikh. So a serious player in Saudi sports, mainly in boxing, to be honest with you. But why is he posting pictures of Salah in an Al Halal shirt with a few emojis? I've got my own take on it, to be honest with you, and here's what I think is happening. And it's a guess, so please don't take this as gospel. I'm just trying to give you my take on how I see it. Remember the other day I said to you guys that I found it very coincidental that we'd seen all this stuff come out around Kvaratskhelia in Liverpool. All of a sudden, all the Liverpool journalists were being briefed to say that Liverpool were monitoring and keeping an eye on the Kvaratskhelia situation at Napoli. And then I said to you guys, this could be a play to light a rocket up Mohamed Salah and his agent's backside to show that they have options. And I'm wondering, is this the answer to that? Is this the so do we? Is this maybe Salah and his agent Rami Abbasisa putting it out there that they also have options? Because one thing that I feel comfortable in saying at the minute is, I think he's getting lowballed. And that's my feeling. Because the stuff that came out the other day from The Athletic to say that Hughes and Edwards, particularly Hughes, can only operate in the financial constraints given to him by the owner, almost seem to be absolving him of some responsibility. So I'm feeling that Salah's getting lowballed, Verge is getting lowballed, and Trent is getting lowballed, and I think this is a PR battle. That's my take on it, hand on heart. I think this is a PR battle where one side is trying to stand their ground, the other side trying to vilify somebody. So this is my take on it for what it's worth, and it is just that, an opinion, because I don't know the inner workings of it, but I also don't really believe in coincidences, as I've said. Take no notice of reports myself, especially from these rags. Look, the person that posted about Salah in the Al Halal shirt is no journalist, is no spoofer. He is the chairman of the Saudi Entertainment Authority, and somebody who was huge in the world of boxing, and somebody who was mentioned previously when asked by Mr. Arya Halwani on an interview on an MMA podcast about Salah going to Saudi. He said, I believe there was an offer, Liverpool rejected that offer, and that was maybe 6 months ago. So I'm concerned about this, because whether he goes to Saudi or not, it doesn't feel to me like we're closing in on a deal here anytime soon. And it does feel to me, if I'm being honest with you, that our owners are cheaping out. And they're trying to find a way to paint Salah into a corner and make it look like he was being greedy. That's hand on heart how I feel about it. How you guys feel about it, that's up to you. But that's my take on it for what it's worth. Dave said, how are you doing? Any update for the 3 contracts? No, but I'm really worried about that Salah post earlier on. I'm sorry, it wasn't a post by Mohamed Salah. The post by Turki Al Sheikh. That has me very concerned. Because whenever you hear of Saudi interest, you never have to ask, do they have the money? So we know that side of it, we always know the money's there. But there will come a time, I think, where Mohamed Salah will eventually feel disrespected by the club. The longer this drags on, the longer he's not getting what he like. And look, nobody's saying Mohamed Salah has to get exactly what he wants. But we must be quite a way away here if this is still dragging along and there's no compromise or getting to the point of it getting done. And again, like I said earlier on, I just get the feeling that this is just a reminder to the club that they have options as well, Salah and his agent. But the whole thing, again, just feels like we're undermining ourselves. And who benefits from this? Because, yeah, FSG might save some money. But at what expense? Because Nobody's going to convince me that there isn't a little bit of frustration in that dressing room at the minute. You can see it on the pitch. You can see them starting to maybe have a little snidey word or two with each other over instances where they don't think they're pulling their weight. You can see players saying that the contract situation's in their head despite us being told they aren't. You know, nobody's saying they aren't professional. Of course they are. Everybody knows they're professional, but they're also human. And they want to know what's happening for their families and their future and their kids' schooling and all the other stuff that goes along with maybe having to uproot your family and move. So get it done and stop giving an opportunity for a destabilisation to take impact on the team in the middle of a fucking season where we're top of the league. To save a few quid. You've already saved a few quid in the summer. So why are we still trying to cheap out? It's honestly embarrassing. It's so embarrassing that, as I mentioned earlier on, we've got Currys, the electrical retailer, saying, your laptop's working okay over there at LFC. We can help if needed. We're being trolled. If it wasn't by Klarna, now it's Currys. And we're supposed to just sit back and think, oh, everything's great and not be annoyed about this? That everybody can see the club is cheap? Even fucking electrical retailers are calling the club out for their cheapness and their lack of activity? If you think Mo and VVD are seriously considering Saudi, you are lost. I don't believe Phoenix I've ever once ever said anything about Virgil van Dijk in Saudi Arabia. I don't think I've ever uttered those words out of my mouth. But answer me this. Why is the chairman of the Saudi Entertainment Authority posting a picture of Mohamed Salah in an Al Hilal kit? Answer me that. Especially somebody who isn't really involved in the football world side of things too much over in Saudi. He's more of a boxing man. Why is that? Is it because everything's great at our club and these contracts are about to get signed and we're all great? Propaganda. And you don't think that there's propaganda from our club? You don't think that the leak about Kvaratskhelia was perhaps a little bit of propaganda to show that the club have options in that regard? Propaganda isn't just a one-way street, mate. But what I keep saying is, at some point, the man who speaks about respect and what it means to him quite a lot is going to start feeling disrespected and unloved. And that's where I've got concerns. That Mohamed Salah eventually just says, you know what? I've done what I can. I've put my cards on the table, but they're not matching where I see myself. And that's an issue. It's an issue for a couple of reasons. One, we lose him for nothing. Two, I don't trust these owners to spend the money to get an adequate replacement. And three, it's entirely avoidable. Turkey probably has more money than LFC, full wallet. I've no idea, but again, I'm going to ask, why randomly out of nowhere does he post that? You can only assume that he's either trying to start a ball rolling, or maybe he's been given encouragement by Mohamed Salah's side of it, or maybe it's Salah and his agent, again, trying to just kick the ball back to the club and go, they're going to pay me.